let's see how number 6 worked out for you. So you should have set up your problem like x squared plus 12 squared equals x plus 8 squared. Square 12 is 144. Write our expression twice. Then we want to FOIL. Remember that means x times x squared, x times 8, 8x, 8 times x, 8x, 8 times 8, 64. Combine like terms and subtract our x squares. Then we simplify and we get 5 and put a label with 5 feet. So hopefully number 6 went well for you. All right, now moving on to number 7. Now in number 7, we are not going to assume tangent lines because the question is the line tangent to the circle? So the information we know about this problem is that this is 7. This whole length is 27. And this length is 24. Now, how would we be able to know if the line is tangent? Well, when we assume it's tangent, we say it's a 90-degree angle. So in order to check that it's tangent, we would have to make sure it's a 90-degree angle. Now, how would we be able to check that it's a 90-degree angle? We would use what we've been using, Pythagorean theorem. So to check to see if it's a right triangle, then we use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, which we've been using for the last handful of examples. So, therefore, which one is going to be the hypotenuse when we assume? Hypotenuse is going to be the 27, okay? Because that would be across from what we assume is a 90-degree angle. So 7 squared plus 24 squared equals 27 squared. Now we aren't sure if that actually works, so that's what we want to check. 7 squared, 49. 24 squared is 576. And 27 squared is 729. So add our like terms, 49 plus 576. And we get a value of 625. Now, does that equal 625, does that equal 729? No. So therefore, is it a right angle or a right triangle? No. So therefore, could it be tangent? No. So this example is not tangent. Okay, now we're only going to do one of those because all you're simply doing is substituting in your values and checking Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next type of problem, which requires a new theorem. So the new theorem states, if two segments are tangent to the same circle, and have the same endpoint, then the segments are congruent. If two segments are tangent to the same circle and have the same endpoint, then the segments are congruent. So we have two lines that are tangent, they have the same endpoint, then these two segments are congruent, or in other words, they are equal to each other. So for number 8, we're going to find the value of x, and we're going to assume tangent lines. Okay. Excuse the drawing since I'm doing it one-handed. Kind of looks like an ice cream cone. So on this length, we have 2x plus 3, and on this length, we have 4x minus 7. So because we are assuming tangent lines and they have the same endpoint, therefore these two pieces of information are congruent. So 2x plus 3 is equal to 4x minus 7. So I'm going to subtract my 2x to the other side. Add my 7. And so therefore x equals 5. And there's no label for this problem, so therefore x just simply equals 5. And that is how we solve a problem with tangents having values.